Let's do a book tag. Hi, I'm Alex, this is Pucks and Paperbacks, and today I'm doing the last book tag. I saw my friend Audrey do this a while back, so I thought it would be fun to do a book tag today. This tag is primarily all about lasts. The last book I was gifted, the last book I read, things like that. All of the questions will be down below, as well as Audrey's video, and if I can find the original video, I will link that as well. Let's get into it. The first question is the last book you purchased. I don't buy books very often, so the last book I bought was in November. It is Save the Cat Writes a Young Adult Novel by Jessica Brody. You may have seen this in my last book haul. I bought it as a writing reward for hitting 10k words. Last book you recently started. I have a few answers for this because I start so many books. Currently, I have started A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow on audio. This is my pick for Buzzwordathon this month. The title challenge prompt is to read a book with water in the title, and this works. It is a YA about Black girls who are sirens. I'm excited to get more into it. Honestly, I've had so much reading for reading vlogs lately that I haven't gotten around to it, but as the month winds down, I'm gonna read more of it. At the end of January, I started Long Live Queer Nightlife, How the Closing of Gay Bars Sparked a Revolution by Amin Ghazani, and this is really good so far. A lot of queer bars were affected by the start of the pandemic and the lockdowns in 2020, so this is a topic I'm really passionate about and I'm enjoying it so far. I just hope that I get around to it soon because I've just been reading a lot for content. Last book you were recently gifted. I actually have two things here, one in a mailer and one out of the mailer. This is The Next Chapter by Camille Kellogg. It's her new release. It's coming out June 10th, and of course, if you've been following along, I have been doing a series this year where I read new releases each month, so I'll probably be reading this in May. It's semi-recent book mail. Bed and Breakup by Susie Dumont. She's the author of Queerly Beloved, a book I haven't read yet. I am so excited about this. Two exes reunite to fix up and sell the vacant bed and breakfast that destroyed their marriage. Can they find a way to give the Antique Inn and themselves a better future? This comes out July 1st. Definitely going to put it into a vlog. I cannot wait to read this. It sounds so good. And the cover is so nice. I love it. Thank you to Katie at the Dial Press for always sending me queer releases. Last book you gave someone else. I really don't buy or give people books very often. I don't have many bookish people in my real life, but I always make a count to gift a book for my niece and nephew when their birthdays come around. So my nephew's birthday was in December and I bought him Little Green Donkey. It is so cute. It is about a donkey who is a picky eater and his mom tells him he needs to eat something other than grass. You know the saying of, if you eat this, you'll turn into this. Well, he turns into a green donkey because he eats so much grass. It is so cute and I always love buying picture books for them. Last book you finished. That was an audiobook, so I'm gonna save that for the last question, but the last physical book I read was Hijab Butch Blues by Lamia H. I read this for my recent reading vlog where I had Instagram choose what I read. I loved this. It was so good. I tabbed it a bunch. This is a memoir about Lamia, a queer Muslim immigrant, and how they see themselves and queerness in passages of the Quran. This is such a beautiful book. It's an ode to your younger self, about making a life for your younger self. This was so beautiful. I loved it so much. The next two questions have to do with star ratings, and if you're new here, I don't rate my books, I just review them. So I changed them around a little bit to fit the way that I read. First is, what was the last book you gave a 5-star? And I'm changing that to just a book that I love. That was Hijab Butch Blues, but a different answer is Second Chances in Newport Stephen by CJ Alexander.
Who? Who? It's TJ. I don't know why. I do not know why. I think this might just be my brand. at this point is I am the guy who mispronounces everything unintentionally. Oh my god. Sorry, TJ. God, I'm so sick of this.
I read that for my Second Chance Romances vlog, and I loved this. It is a second chance romance about Eli, a struggling TV writer and comic. He's a trans man approaching 40. He's back in his hometown of Newport Stephen, Florida for Christmas. He's in a grocery store to pick something up when he sees Nick. He's his ex-boyfriend from high school, and they reconnect. Oh my god, this was so good. It was just everything I needed. It has trans joy, a messy character, but I liked that the transness was light, and I really just loved a trans romance. It was awesome. This is a romance between a cis man and a trans man, just for clarification. Definitely go and check out that vlog if you're interested in my thoughts, because that was an interesting time. There were some hits, some misses. Definitely go check it out. Speaking of misses, the next question is last book you gave a 2-star. I'm changing that to just a book that disappointed me, and unfortunately it's a hockey romance. This is Goaltender Interference by Ari Barin. I was so hopeful for this. I will say the hockey was really good and well written, but the romance aspect I hated. It was a second chance romance between a retired goalie and a current player. I just didn't like the way it was done. It was boring, in my opinion. Honestly, just go watch that vlog for all my thoughts, because I don't really want to rehash that book. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do that soon for some monthly wrap-ups. Recent audiobook was Housemates by Emma Copley Eisenberg, narrated by Maren Ireland. I enjoyed this. It wasn't my favorite, but it was a nice read. I appreciated what the book did. This is about two queer people who go on a road trip throughout Pennsylvania. As somebody who was from Northeast Philly, I really appreciated this book. To me, it was like a love letter to the queer community here in PA. It explores rural PA, and it talks all about art. We're following Bernie and Leah, two queer people. Leah is non-binary, Bernie is a queer woman. Bernie is a photographer, Leah is a writer, and they go on a road trip throughout Pennsylvania for their project, Changing Pennsylvania. I just really enjoyed this. The audiobook was great. Maren Ireland is the narrator of several Frederick Bachman books, so it was nice to read from her again. I really enjoy her narrations. And the last question is, what was your last DNF? I have 2 for this, because I permanently DNF'd a book and I soft DNF'd a book. So my soft DNF is Homesick by Nino Cipri. This is a short story collection about queer and trans people. Honestly, I just wasn't in the mood for a short story collection when I started it. That's why it's a soft DNF. I'll definitely come back to it because I love Nino Cipri. And my permanent DNF was Can't Take That Away by Stephen Salvatore. I just know it has queer trauma. I believe I got like 40 pages in. This was the second time I tried to read it, and I just wasn't a fan. I liked some things, but there was nothing making me want to continue the book. It's nothing against the author, it's just that I don't want to read about queer trauma right now. But I do want to pick up some of the author's adult romance. And that's the last book tag. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. It really helps me out when you do so. Let me know what was the last book you gave to somebody. Either bought it, let them borrow a book, etc. Let's talk in the comments. And if you don't feel like leaving a lengthy comment or you don't have an answer, you can just leave a book emoji so I know you stayed. If you would like to support me further, I have a Patreon. Thank you to my top patrons for their continuous support. I really appreciate it. If you didn't know, on Patreon, every week I send out my weekly newsletter where I share the books that I'm reading, things I'm filming, things you can expect on the channel that week, as well as Patreon content coming up. So if you're interested in that, the Patreon link is down below. If you want to watch more, here's my last video, and you can subscribe there. I hope you're all taking care of yourself, and I hope to see you in my next video very soon.